Hey, brothers and sisters of Christ, I'm back, y'all. Um, there's a few things I want to bring to y'all attention. Um, the Lord had told me, He brought me to about the fiery furnace with the when Meshach, what was it? Shadrach, Meshach, and the Abednego, about with Nebuchadnezzar, that we're gonna be like them in a furnace, in a fiery furnace, when we're gonna be going through it 2022. But just know how the Lord was with them in the middle of the furnace, that He gonna be with us. So let's read this, y'all, and then it's gonna be something else I'm gonna share with y'all that the Lord just showed me, what He was just talking to us about earlier today. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits and the width 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. And King Nebuchadnezzar sent word to gather together the satraps and administrators and the governors. You see, look. Remember, Lord told us there's going to be some new laws and stuff, y'all, going to be going on for 2022. And I didn't read any of this, but I remember He had brought this to me about with Nebuchadnezzar. Now, so we're going to read this, y'all. The king Nebuchadnezzar sent word to gather together the satraps and administration, the administrators, the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the judges, the magistrators, and all the officials of the province to come to the dedication of the image which King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Told you they want us to bow. So just know this stuff, y'all. They all come together. That's why God said all the evil, all them, they work together. So the satraps and the administrators, the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the judges, the magistrates, and all the officials of the province gathered together for the dedication of the image that the king Nebuchadnezzar has set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Then a herald cried aloud that to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and language, that all the time you hear the sound of the horn, flute, and harp, lyre, and psaltery, and symphony, with all kinds of music, you shall fall down and worship the gold image the king Nebuchadnezzar has set up. And you know something I was watching too? Y'all know Satan, Lucifer, he was a head of musician up in heaven, like with the music and stuff. Y'all, so he became to be a fallen angel, the devil. Look at this. O nations, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and language, that all the time you hear the sound of the horn, flute, and harp, lyre, and pastoral, in the sympathy with all kinds of music, you shall fall down and worship the gold image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. And whoever does not fall down and worship shall be cast immediately to the midst of the burning fiery furnace. So just let y'all know what God's telling us about these lawmakers and stuff and governors, everything He said it here. I'm going to put the scripture at the bottom. They all coming together to work for Nebuchadnezzar was a Satan. Was going to have people lay down to Antichrist. They want us to worship Him. And then that's what got me about the music. Because Lucifer was the head musician up in heaven. And then the Lord cast it down. So you see, with this music, He wants us to worship Him when they hear this sound. So at the time when all the people heard the sound of the horn, flute, harp, and lyre, and the symphony with all kinds of music, all the people, nations, and language fell down and worshipped the gold image which King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Therefore, at the time, a certain Chaldeans came forth and accused the Jews. They spoke and said to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. You, O king, have made a decree that everyone who hears the sound of the horn, flute, harp, lyre, and pastry, and symphony with all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the gold image. All whoever does not fall down and worship shall be cast into the midst of the burning furnace, the fiery furnace. This is why I tell you, say God say expect them, they're gonna be doing all these laws and stuff to come together with Satan, with Lucifer. That's why I said King Nebuchadnezzar. And they said Babylon. So notice America. They're gonna have these laws just like in America, but other nations, because it said all other nations too. But it said Babylon in here too. King Nebuchadnezzar. You gotta understand those like the presidents, the kings. But it said King Nebuchadnezzar said one. But he said all nations. They all want to bow down because King Nebuchadnezzar just want to, it's Satan. And that's why I said the music and the flute. That what the Lord brought back to me. Because I was watching something and they were saying that he was a head musician up in heaven. And you know when he cast him down, one part of the third of the heaven went with him. The fallen angels. So he want us to bow. So don't bow, y'all. What they got going on, these new laws and rules and regulations they come in 22, they going to want us to bow. But just know God don't going to do destruction on the earth. And don't fall short to these people. Don't get into the midst of it. Okay, here we go. The burning fiery furnace. Therefore are certain Jews whom you have set over the affair of the province of Babylon. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these men of king have not paid their dues regard to you. They do not serve your God or worship the gold image which you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in rage and fury, gave the command to bring Meshach, and Abednego. So they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spoke, saying to them, is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods? My gods with an S. So that's why I said. And then I remember showing that image thing in New York with the beast thing. So it said my gods, because they all working together, these nations. And worship the gold image and what I have set upon you. And remember all these nations and stuff going to be over there with the one world religion. All of them working together, y'all. It said, have you not worshipped my gods with an S, or worship the gold image which I have set upon you? Now, if you are ready at the time you hear the sound of the horn, flute, harp, lyre, and pastry, and symphony, with all kind of music, and you shall fall down and worship the image which I have made. Good. But if you do not worship, you shall be cast immediately into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is the God of who will deliver you from my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, you have no need to answer. You in all the matters. You in this matter. Let's see. If that is the case, O God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king. So just know God gonna deliver us, y'all. But if not, let it be known to you, O king, that we do not serve your gods, nor will we worship the golden image in which you have set upon. And when it said a golden image, so that means the nation, those small antichrists and the big antichrist. Because why I say all your gods, all the nation, then it said all your image, one image. So that's Satan, the antichrist, the antichrist. So the nations. Then Nebuchadnezzar, because I told you, the Lord said they all working together to set up for the antichrist with Satan, which he the golden, it said the gods, and then it said the golden the golden image. Then Nebuchadnezzar was full of fury, and the expression on the face changed towards Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He spoke and commanded that they heat the furnace 7 times more than it was usually heated. And he commanded certain mighty men of valor who were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. And that's why I said the army, because they're going to have people, these military people, they're going to have all their army working nations trying to work all together for how people have been down and bow down to this. But that's why the Lord said he's going to do war on war. Don't be involved in this stuff, y'all, because these nations working together to want us all to be bowed down. Just like this with the Meshach, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay, y'all, let's go. Then these men were bound in their coats, their trousers, and their turbans, and their other garments, and went cast into the midst of the burning fire furnace. Therefore, because the king command was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire killed those men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the fire even killed the men. Hold on, let's read this. Therefore, because the king commanded was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire killed those men who took them up. So the fire was so hot, it burned, it killed the men who took them up, but it didn't touch them. Who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fire furnace. The king Nebuchadnezzar was astonished, and he rose in his haste and spoke, saying to his counselors, Did we not cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said to the king, True, O king. Look, he answered, I see four men, loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they were not hurt. And the form of the fourth, and the form of the fourth is like the Son of God. Then Nebuchadnezzar went near the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spoke, saying, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out and come here. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came from the midst of the fire, and the satraps, administrators, governors, and the kings of councils gathered together, and they saw these men on their whole bodies they saw these men on whose body the fire had no power, and hair on their head was not singed, nor were their garment affected, and the smell of fire was not upon them. Nebuchadnezzar spoke, saying, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him. And they have frustrated the king's word and yielded their bodies, and they should not serve nor worship any god except their own God. Therefore I make a decree that any people, nation, or language which speak anything amiss against the Lord of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut into pieces, and their houses shall be made into an ash heap, because there is no other God who can deliver them like this. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. But this also God telling us, they're going to bow, and then we're going to get taken care of. In the midst of everything, He's going to take care of us. That nothing going to touch us, y'all. And the thing is, he going to make them bow. You see how they came to understand that nothing touched us or touched them? That they started to believe in the Lord. That's what God said. When they get through, everybody going to believe that they're going to know that he is Lord. They're going to bow down. So he used this. But this is what I'm saying. You see how all of them work together? They work together to worship the idol, the image, and these nations. The governor, look, it said, gather together the satraps and the administrators, the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the judges, and magistrates, and all of the officials of the province to come to dedicate the image of the king Nebuchadnezzar. That's why I said they all working together, y'all. The nations in them. But we're gonna go through some stuff. But just know God is with us, just like he was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So I had to bring that to y'all because God just brought that to me about the fiery furnace and how they all work together. And talking about their gods, different nations, gods. Because I remember back then the Lord told us about I know it's telling us about 7 heavens, but something about like they all different gods. So they different nations. They all come together and it's going to be over there at that one world religion, those 3 buildings. But they all want you to bow down to this because they want to build this up to worship the Antichrist, Satan. And that's when the Lord told me about the music. Because he said, remember, Satan was he was a head musician. He played beautiful music up in heaven. Lucifer did, and he cast him down. And that's why he want people to bow down to him, just like Nebuchadnezzar, and want them to play the music and the flute and all this. This one let me know this right here was Satan. Okay, y'all, then I'm going to put a link at the bottom because also when the Lord was telling us about a drought. Remember he said they're going to dry up the waters and droughts and stuff. So I looked up on YouTube, something popped up in my news feed about the news about, they talking about droughts and stuff that's happening over the world. And it's going to be more forth in 2022. So, y'all, I'm going to put that at the bottom. So I want to share that with y'all too because the Lord told us about droughts. So I'm going to put that link at the bottom. I'm going to copy it and y'all look at it at the bottom. That's what I want to share with y'all. Besides, the Lord showed me this, tell me this. So y'all be blessed in Jesus' name. Keep your eyes on the Lord, y'all. Don't get in the midst of this. Just like Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, they even still denied him and said, I don't care. If my God don't save me or not, I'm still not going to worship you. But they had faith in the Lord. If God you just have to have faith in the Lord. They knew God was going to take him, but they said, even if he do or not, I'm still not going to bow down and worship you. So, I just want to let y'all, I had to share this real quick, because the Lord gave me this. Y'all be blessed in Jesus' name.